Welcome to Season Long Podcast number 38 in support of the YouTube channel SeasonLongBaller, and this is where we talk about all of the other things that happen in our league around Jaymont Summerz, our player build, NBA 2K24 player build, and the Washington Wizards. Last week, the Wizards went 2-1, but that one was very significant. A loss to the Dallas Mavericks last Wednesday. We will talk about that in a few moments, but we started the week off pretty good. A 59-46 victory over the Toronto Raptors, which followed an identical 59-46 victory over the Nets last Sunday, Sunday ago, not yesterday. And again, want to thank everyone who joined us for our live stream for that, because that was our first ever Season Long Baller live stream for a game. We managed to get the triple double and we managed to get a victory, so that was good. So we're riding high after those two victories as we head into Dallas, and boy did we get an awakening in Dallas, a 91-70 shellacking. Whew. It hurts to even look at that and say it at the hands of the Mavs as Kyrie Irving killed us. And then we did follow the week up with a 58-51 victory over the Knicks. We will talk about all of that in just a minute. But right now, as it stands, Jaymont Summerz is continuing to lead the league in scoring at 27 even a game. As you see, Steph Curry there is second, followed by Damian Lillard at 20.6 and 17.5 points a game, respectively. Now, we play 6-minute quarters in our league, and when Jaymont Summerz comes out of the game, we are out of the game, but the entire league is representative of this 6-minute quarters that we do play. And we will be playing the Milwaukee Bucks later on today, so I hope you can join us for that. Summerz is also ranking high in assists, so yes, I am shooting the ball more than anyone else in the league, but I am second only to Trae Young of the Hawks in assists at 5.4 a game, and well, that's good, right? That I'm sharing the sugar too. Now, in terms of rebounds, again, Summerz is second in the league, only behind Joker at 7.2 a game, as Jokic is averaging 7.6 rebounds a game. And this is even more significant when we talk about that Dallas game just a little bit later on. And boy, that is not something I really want to talk about a lot. But again, let's get into that Dallas game. A 91-70 loss to the hands of the Mavericks by the Wizards. Now, before we get to that game, though, however, taking a look at the standings right now, the Knicks, who we did just defeat on Friday, are 9-3. They were rolling into that Wizards game with a 6-game winning streak. The Wizards did manage to get the win. That was the Wizards now have won one game in a row, and the Wizards are now one game off the pace for first place in the conference. The Knicks and the Heat, as you see up there on top, and the Pacers tied with the Heat there at 8-3. Well, not tied, but 8-3 ahead of the Wizards and behind the Heat by half a game. However, both the Heat and the Pacers, and even the team a half game behind the Wizards, the Atlanta Hawks, have all defeated the Wizards. And I have mentioned a lot that we had not beaten a winning team until we played the Knicks. So I think that is a very significant victory that we finally defeated a team with an over 500 record. Now, going back to that Mavericks game, which was just an embarrassment for the Wizards. 91-70 victory for the Mavericks. They shot 49% from the field. The Wizards were only shooting 41% from the field, only shot 35% from deep. As you see, the Mavericks shot over 40% from deep and really just dominated all the way through. Mostly, however, granted, first and third quarters were the difference in the game, as the Wizards did only manage to lose by a point in the second and fourth quarters, but that was all the damage that needed to be done. And then Kyrie Irving was really the culprit here. 28 points, 10 out of 16 from the field, 4 out of 5 from 3. He missed his first 3-point attempt, but then after that hit the last 4. And Luka Doncic was only 6 out of 16. Didn't feel that way. He didn't hit any of his threes. But when you've got Irving scoring 28, Doncic scoring 14, and then Hardy, you don't count on him scoring 21, but he was 6 out of 15, and he took more shots than anybody else on the team, not named Kyrie and Luka. He scored 21, and the Wizards were in trouble. Now, Jaymont Summerz led the Wizards going 8 out of 19 Only 4 out of 12 from 3, 2 turnovers, but 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Now, you'll notice down here that Daniel Gafford had 6 points and 6 rebounds and was 3 out of 3 from the field. But that's the bad news. That's the only good news for Gafford in that game. Gafford was injured late in the game, and then we found out later it was a strained left hip, and that is a duration, as you see here, of 4 to 6 weeks that he will be out. Now, you may notice during the game, during the scroll, it is saying that Gafford is doubtful and he may play against the Knicks or play against the Bucks. But right here it's saying 4 to 6 weeks. I don't think we're going to see Gafford for a while. Granted, it is not the red medical symbol. It's a yellow or goldish symbol. So maybe he will come back. His status is hurt, not out, but hurt, and 4 to 6 weeks. And you see Rubio with the broken left ankle and the torn left calf muscle there. Those are both 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, that's I guess different than the strained left hip, but hurt and doubtful sounds a little bit different when you are sitting there with a duration of 4 to 6 weeks. So we will see when Gafford returns, but in the meantime, the Wizards will be at a deficit in terms of rebounding. Now, that did not totally hurt the Wizards against the Knicks, only because the Wizards shot 52% from the field, 42% from 3, and pulled out a 58-51 victory. Despite the fact the Knicks only shot 37% from deep and 41% overall, it was still just a 7-point victory for the Wizards. And probably the most significant thing is the Wizards did have 26 defensive rebounds, and the Knicks only had 5 offensive rebounds. That could be a lot more of a problem as we go forward and we continue to play teams with bigger front courts. So we will see how that, we'll keep an eye on that as we go along. Taking a look at the standings out west, the Golden State Warriors are leading things. They are 9-4 out west. We had looked at the East a little bit earlier. The Pelicans are 8-3, so they are right now in the second position. And the Denver Nuggets, the defending champions in real life, are 7-4. Now, our defending champs in our simulation are the Memphis Grizzlies, and you notice here they're not even in the top 10 right now, or the top 9 right now out west. So it will be worth seeing how they are managing. Again, without Ja Morant, and we did play them in the second game of the season at home. And of course, they didn't have Morant. They did have Marcus Smart. They did have Steven Adams as well, but they still did not manage to get the victory. And you see they are struggling. And the Pelicans right now are the hottest team in the NBA, having ripped off 7 straight after starting 1-3. Your power rankings right now, the Wizards are the 6th position. Golden State is 1, Pelicans are 2, the Hawks are 3, and the Knicks right now are 5th. As you see, this is from the updated from last week. Wizards at that time were 5-3. So right now we'll take a look at our Jaymont Summerz play of the week, and I have a funny feeling of backboards involved. As Summerz comes downhill and we get the lob with the reverse dunk to Gafford. Oh, off the backboard. Ooh, look at that. I didn't even notice that straight up. Nice way to start the game. If you have followed the channel Season Long Baller, you know I love throwing lobs to Daniel Gafford, and that's one of my favorite lobs out of several that we have thrown, and that means him being injured is even more significant. I'm not going to be throwing any lobs to Gafford for a little while. So let's take a look at what's happening next week as we head into Thanksgiving week, and let me be the first to say happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. We will start the week actually later today against the Milwaukee Bucks at home. We then take on the Charlotte Hornets on the road, and we've already played the Hornets twice. We beat them both times, so hopefully we can continue to do well against the Hornets, especially without Gafford. And then we play the Bucks again on the road on the day after Thanksgiving, on Black Friday, and then on Saturday we play the Atlanta Hawks at home, and of course the Hawks have already beaten us once, as you see back on November 1st, the day after Halloween, 78-65. One other note about the game on later on today, later Monday. Well, that's not in actuality for the NBA. It is an in-season tournament game for the Wizards, but because somebody, thumbs pointing at him right now, forgot to check that in the season setup for our simulation this season on NBA 2K24, we are not playing the in-season tournament. Now, we'll try to correct that next season on NBA 2K25, but the Wizards are still playing, our Wizards are still playing the schedule of the actual Washington Wizards. So we are playing the Bucks later. The real Wizards are playing the Bucks later on today. It'll be an in-season tournament game for them. It's just not an in-season tournament game for us. But again, we are still mirroring those games. So we've got 4 games this week: Bucks, Hornets, Bucks again, and Hawks. Hope to have you for all of those. That's going to do it for this edition, Season Long Podcast number 38 for Season Long Baller. Hope to see you later against the Bucks. Hope to see you all week, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. That's it for Season Long Baller. Peace.